Hello, hello, everybody. Go Mode Podcast viewers and mentors and runners alike. We have a mentor tournament race coming up between Bread-kun and NiobiumNarwhal. I am joined by Nira Lightshine. How are you doing?
I am doing very well. I am excited to call another mentor tournament race. Um, uh, I haven't watched. I didn't get to watch either of these game runners last time they raced, but I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, so this is week 2 of Swiss, so it means that everybody gets paired with somebody with the same record as them. This is the 1-0 record, which means both of them have won a game in week 1. The week 2, just like all other weeks, is a different mode. So last one started with open assured, right? I think this is standard assured. I should know this.
No, it's but week 1 and 2 were standard
They're
assured.
both standard assured. Okay. I'm an admin. I should know this. Okay, so we should be starting soon as well.
Yep, I'm like, don't feel bad about being an admin. I had to double check to make sure I was practicing the right seeds before I even started this week.
Yeah. So Bread-kun is mentored by Gammachu this week, and NiobiumNarwhal mentored by Jawesomesauce.
Yep. I think we're just waiting for it to start up now.
Yeah, like all standard seeds, they will be starting at Link's house and going straight to the castle. And this is a good time to talk with your mentor about basic movement and execution and plan the route because everybody's going to be doing the same thing, right? They're all going to be going through the escape, going through the castle, and have all that time to talk about what to do after the castle.
Depending on what your castle items were, it might change how you start the game too. Because
Indeed.
honestly, if I find a bow in Eastern Palace's crystal, I'm going straight to East.
Yeah, so on one hand, that might be true. On the other hand, Eastern Palace on 3 hearts can be tough, so it's really important to gauge you and your own comfortability with these early plays. In the mentor tournament, this is all about learning. You don't have to play aggressively like you do in the main tournament, playing against the top 64 runners. The best thing to do is to find what your comfort level is and play that way. Now, in the escape, the things people usually look for are bombs. If you find bombs, you can get the 3 items in the back of escape, and if you find more bombs, you can go to Kakariko early and not have to worry about resources.
Well, that's true, but though if you also find the Pegasus boots, you can also get the back room of escape.
Ah, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? So hang on a second. We are just syncing up the 2 runners. They are not frozen.
Just a piece of heart on Link's house.
Nice palette shuffle for Niobium as well. Palette shuffle these days is a lot better than it used to be. It doesn't interfere as much with visual cues. So we don't have to worry so much about asking your runner if they're sure that this is what they want to play with.
Yeah. Looks like Narwhal still there's still some or is this just sinking? I'm sorry.
I think it might actually be intermittently freezing, but we'll try our best to keep up.
Yeah. Long as we can see something on one screen, we should be good.
The good thing is the escape, both of them are doing the same thing. As long as we see that's the shield on NiobiumNarwhal's side, it will be the shield on Bread-kun's side as well.
Which I call that the Fisher Price shield.
So one reason we start runners off with the sword is the standard start with random weapons is actually really advanced, depending on the weapon you get. I mean, I'll tell you, I don't even know bomb escape, so we don't expect them to know it either until I think we do week 6. We actually do ask them to do standard randomized to make sure that they're ready for the modes that might require it.
Yeah, I noticed with the async seed that the standard randomized was the King of Samaria,
Ooh.
which is probably one of the easier weapons to learn.
Yeah, Cane of Samaria, you just put a block down and you're good. Nice bomb for both runners, so guards are dropping bombs. Nobody has to worry about back of escape.
Means it's the minimalist. Oh, there's
Ooh,
the pier. We're gonna have a quickest return back to the surface.
that is a great item to find here.
Oh, they also found a bottle, so we also got Sick Kid.
So I'm thinking early CAC, right? You find bombs, you find a bottle, and you know you can get more bombs on the way from other guards.
Yeah. Oh, I hate killing the ball and chain guard with a fighter sword.
That was a very good slash. I mean, it wasn't even one pot, but
Yeah, and there
going
was
for 8 slash and when you're new is pretty bold.
yeah, but there was the lamp in Zelda's cell.
That's vanilla?
No, Vanilla is Link's house.
Well, there's 3 vanilla locations for the lamp. You just never see it because you open Link's house. But actually, the no major glitches speedrun gets the lamp here at Zelda Cell because it's the fastest way to get the lamp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fun fact.
Yeah, I always when I've played the vanilla game, I've never done speed runs on it. So.
Worth considering. So these snakes are on a variety pack.
Yeah, they're on the same thing that the guards were on.
I'm surprised they were able to farm guards all the way up to bombs that early. It looks like they're trying to cycle the pack again to get more bombs.
Yeah. So they never usually have to worry because usually Kakariko will drop more bombs than you need.
Oh, you would think, but you've ever dropped into the well, back of blindside, thinking you're gonna get bombs and you don't, and it's the worst feeling in the world having to walk back with the bomb that you bought.
Yeah, and then I've had that happen, and then I go into Chicken House and the 10 bomb drops.
Yeah, but of course that's bomb locked, so you still need your bombs.
Yeah.
Even going in with just one bomb, it vastly increases the chance that you won't have to backtrack through those checks.
I'm paranoid. If I have one bomb, I'll go into Chicken House. Just because I have found the 10 bombs drops so often in there.
Oh, I don't know if I would recommend that. It's statistically unlikely compared to all of Blind Hut.
I know, but it's like 6 out of 10 times. One time I found the 10 bomb drop there. Oh, apparently there was also the King of Samaria found.
Ooh, talking about a cane escape. Now, cane of Samaria doesn't really come into play until we get the mitts, but it can be used as a tool. For example, holding down the switch in the middle of Skullwoods prevents you from having to do a pretty difficult dance around the mummies in there.
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier to do that dance if you have Fire Rod with half magic.
Yep, and also the boomerang stuns the Gintos. Good to know about, because it's not something you'd expect. The hookshot does nothing against them.
Yeah, which is surprising.
So Bread-kun opting not to go to the lumberjack tree, which makes sense because he doesn't have the boots. However, NiobiumNarwhal is going this way to take a more thorough peek at this area and not have to come back here again. Looks like they are also going for tree pull setups.
Yeah, from tier 1 tree pull, I think it was just hearts.
Yeah, I think that would be tier 2. They've killed a lot of enemies in the escape. So that means that they could set up another tier 1 and get potentially something different. Oh, what a tease. We're not going to get to see the lumberjack item. That's okay. We'll know when they walk into Aga Tower while already having Dark World access if there was something here or not.
Yep. Let's take guesses. I'm going to say it's going to be the Ice Rod and Turtle Rock is going to be required. We could have a late agate just because of that.
We can also have an early agate. I mean, we have this store that we start with, which makes agate seeds a little more common. We also got a lamp, and that's always something to think about, is what items is the seed giving you early? Because they often point to something.
Oh, the case Mario was in black.
I was just, the same stream as we are, so things that you know what items people are getting.
Actually, I don't think the lamp. I think I misclicked.
Oh.
So him just getting him getting the king.
Because we can see it on their Y inventory.
Yeah, but they also picked up the cane now, so.
Yeah, there's only one of those. I wish there were 2 canes in the game, but there's only one.
Technically, there are 2, but only one. But there
That's
was
true.
a shovel back in the back of
Oh no.
in the back of the well.
Shovel is a good time to find that because you don't have to worry about walking there on its own trip. You can just go there from the maze race area.
Yeah.
You can also save it for Dark World. You have the mirror. You can mirror there from Stumpy.
Oh, they found the flute.
Also convenient.
That must have been on the bottle vendor.
This has been a very friendly Kakariko village. And, you know, the escape. Also paying out in droves with that mirror and the lamp.
Yep. And let's see what's. Is Narwhal doing?
Well, when you have the flute, you don't have to stay in Kakariko Village. You can leave and come back through the flute. I've done this before. You flute and do something else. You have bombs, you can do Ice Rod Cave, you can do Mini Moldorm Cave, and then do the rest of CAC afterward.
And just 3 bombs and Sick Kid. Sick Kid, are you okay?
Sick is just concerned about people who walk into the village without bombs. So I got your back, buddy.
Thanks, Sick Kid. We could have used that earlier.
Don't waste your money on the shop. I'll just give you 3 for free. Just 10 arrows at Ice Rod Cave.
Yep. Looks like we're gonna flute. And we're going back to Kakariko.
Yep. So that's an example of the flute giving you flexibility in routing. You really can just do that. You can hop over to Ice Rod Cave and come back. And it's not even much of a time cost. It's the time cost of 1 flute, I think.
Yep, and we're gonna get Library Ledge check, which was 300 rupees. Shovel game was a piece of heart.
Yeah, so the shovel meant nothing, but we don't have to worry about checking it later now.
And the race game was 20 rubies.
Alright. So Bread-kun now going to South Shore. Probably going to end in Ice Rod Cave, which NiobiumNarwhal has already done. I wonder if Bread-kun will know or be told by his mentor that it's faster to flute to 8 to get Ice Rod Cave than to walk there from Mini Moldorm Cave.
Oh yeah, it's a lot faster. And there's a red bottle.
Never complain about one of those. Oh no! 4th try dig. Let's go. I wonder if they don't know where the flute spot is, or if they were just missing. That really looked like I know what row it's on, but I don't know which one. Which is something I've definitely done when I've picked up this game, like, after a year of not playing it.
Yeah, when I first started playing this game, I was figuring out the game, like, day by day. bombs, a piece of parts. There's
Glove.
50 rupees
And the flippers. Somebody says farm money for Zora.
That was a pretty good cave.
I wouldn't be happy about those because farm money for Zora is now very much a possibility.
You could always find 300 or the money from lumber or not lumber. From the remaining drops. Oh, he's going to Eastern.
Yeah, so house roulette check. This is 3 things you can do now. It's a question whether you're actually going to Eastern from here when you have access to mountain up to Tower of Hera, but not east. I wouldn't dive Eastern right now based on the equipment. I would be following that flute and lamp and going up the mountain. But
yeah, that's what this looks like he's doing. He's going to go do the mountain because he's just pulled out the flute.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Watching what they quick swap to is a good way to see what runners are about to do.
No, he is
nope.
not. He's
back
going
to Ice Ride.
No,
Oh no, flipper checks.
Zora.
Right, he did Ice Ride.
Yeah, he's going to go do Hobo in a Waterfall Cave. Or just Waterfall Cave.
Yeah,
That's a gamble.
This might be faster if you're not doing Zora, because you peek the item and then you go back down and do the whirlpool again and don't have to backtrack from Hobo.
10 arrows and the Arrow of Destiny. And it's just a bee in a bottle inside of a Waterfall Cave.
Released into its natural habitat.
And it is 10 arrows.
All right, nice. I like the save and quit in the middle of getting hit. It's like, nope, not today, buddy.
Looks like Narwhal is going to go check Old Man. And that might be where, yep, Bread is doing it too.
I think this is all that's left besides Zora and Eastern.
No, they didn't check Hobo.
Oh, yeah. Right, we were just talking about this. I was thinking they would like walk back to Hobo from there, but that's actually, when you have the flute, you just go back to 8 from somewhere.
For all they know, could have the hammer or the moon pearl.
The moon pearl is the thing you need, but moon pearl alone does not give Dark World access. But the hammer gives East Death Mountain, so hammer is a very likely thing to find right now.
I know, but I mean, like, if you get both the hammer and the moon pearl, you have Dark World.
Yeah, that's true. You have Dark World.
These are some nice dodges on Bread's part. And there was 20 rubies on top of Spectacle Rock and 20 within. Looks like Hera might be the play.
Yeah, both runners very synced up here in the mountain. Vanilla Moon Pearl is a possibility. We could also find another sword or cape for Aghanim.
We could find the hammer and the moon pearl in Hera.
You're so kind. You don't want this to be an Aga seed.
I've done, the last 6 seeds I've done have been Aga seeds. I no longer wish that on anyone.
Yeah, Aga seeds are boring. Although the routing that you do after Aga can be interesting. Like the gamble of going into Swamp without a hammer, definitely. When you haven't done Aghanim, it's a little different than when you have, and your only Dark World access is through that portal.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Bread took a death. Did he get the key?
There might have been a heal death.
Yep, he did.
If he's going to be climbing Tower of Hera, he doesn't want to have 2 hearts.
Yeah.
Everything in this dungeon does a heart of damage, except for the Stalfos. So it's a good idea to take a death strategically to prevent a worse death later.
Yeah.
This is about the in the speedrun, except this and all of your strategy revolves around dashing through him and the last phase, and if you can't do that, it's really difficult.
Yeah, I've never been able to pull off the dash strats on Troll.
So I imagine Bread-kun is probably learning a lesson here about the switch positions in Tower of Hera, and this is something you like do once and you realize, oh, this is a bad idea.
Narwhal just took a fall all the way back down.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate fall to take. But it is part of learning the bomb jump. If you're not comfortable with it, you can go up and do it the vanilla way by dropping into the hole. But this is a mentor tournament, which is about learning and not winning. So going for things like this in the game is what it takes to get the most out of it.
Yep. I've learned a lot from my mentor, Professor Renderer. Like he got me to learn Icebreaker in like 5 minutes.
Icebreaker is a really good glitch to start with because it teaches you one-frame movements without the pressure of time, and it makes the dungeon a lot easier to do. And it's easier to do than the other one, which is Ice Pal's bomb jump.
Yep, I want him. I want to learn that one too. Like
I
know how to execute it. It's just the placement is what I can't get 90% of the time.
So Bread-kun is going for holdout sword strats, which is the safest way to do Moldorm and you don't have boots. You want to be holding left or right, not up or down.
It has the item.
Nope.
Oh, the small key.
I think you go back in though. There's very little left to do. It's that or you go to Eastern or Zora or Hobo, right?
Yeah, I definitely would say the basement is worth checking out.
I would not want to have to climb back to the mountain just for that. That would be awful.
So yeah, especially if it turns out it's the hammer or the moon pearl.
Okay, up and down swords are not as safe as left and right swords. So if you're learning this fight.
Yeah, I always...
Same goes for dashing. Don't dash up and down a Moldorm.
I always do left and right.
Oh no. Middle hold.
I would right down through the middle. Oof. You have my sympathy there, Narwhal.
We've all been there. We've probably all been there this week.
No, thankfully this week I didn't have to do... when I had to do this, I was on tempered.
Oh, that's nice. That must be nice.
Yes. Every time, though, I did practice with my mentor, though, I was always on Fighter Sword.
Fighter Sword is the way to learn. I mean, unless you're learning specifically hammer strats or spin strats. Otherwise, you want to spend longer in the fight to learn Moldorm's patterns and learn how to deal with that in Rage phase.
Oh, just 50 rubies on the basement.
Okay, 50 rupees is actually nice because it puts us a little bit closer to Zora money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be complaining about that, knowing that my opponent is probably doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Now here's an interesting thing we could find. We could find the mitts. And what the mitts would do is it would open up Desert Palace and Checkerboard Cave, who are potential...
We're getting Houlihan.
Ah, there we go. This is the Zora play. Zora and Hobo, I imagine.
Now watch Hobo have 300 rubies.
Very well executed.
Yeah, very nicely done there, Brett.
I was watching a race today where someone was doing that and the bomb hit them in the wrong direction. Which is something that can happen. It's the same thing that breaks Harapot. People don't know this, but that doesn't get fixed in the overworld. So, but nobody ever bombs themselves in the overworld except for these very rare situations like Bomb Houlihan and certain major glitches, so it's not as well known.
3 bombs on the island, and it looks like Hobo is just going to be left alone today.
Well, you know, he flew back to 8 and swim there. It's such a slow check. If you've gone through all this trouble of farming money, you're going to check Zora anyway. You're not going to leave it.
Yeah.
Hobo alone will not give them Dark World access, so I imagine that Bread-kun will do both checks, regardless of what he finds here.
What do you think is going to be on on the scam fish.
Well, I don't know about Zora itself, but I do think that we are looking at potentially... I mean, there's just so many paths to Darkworld access, right? Any of the items can lead to the Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
Or we could just find the Hammer and Moon Pearl somewhere. It could be an Eastern Palace.
I'm gonna say sword or cape. Nope, 10 arrows.
10 arrows. I want to see the mitts. That's a cool location.
That looks like we're getting Houlihan on Narwhal's side too.
Alright, good job not falling in the hole. No, you do have to be on the pit. Alright, that should work.
We're also getting an Eastern check. Makes sense since Eastern's really the only place left to check right now.
Did I miss Hobo?
Oh yeah, they still have. They're avoiding Hobo like the plague.
Well, the thing with Hobo is if you have Darkworld access, you can just mirror there, and it's so much quicker.
Yeah.
But you could say the same for Catfish and Dezora, right?
Narwhal looks like he's gonna check it.
Yeah, this is good for us. We get to see it.
Yep.
It might be both. It might be one in Eastern, one in Hobo.
If Hobo has one of the items needed, this could be the play of the game. Or it could be the book.
No, it's my favorite.
It's the Eastern then. Oh, it's a piece.
You gotta actually talk to him. You can't just tickle his feet. They're too cold. You can't feel them. Okay. So, mids could be more in Eastern, or it could be desert and checkerboard cave.
He's going the long way around.
Hey. Yeah, this is slower, but it's fine.
And let's see it's a heart container, just regular heart container, and the second item of Eastern.
Are we at 2 items?
Yeah.
Okay, not 3.
They found the Titan's Mitts, the heart container,
and the bottle. Okay, so the big key is vanilla, right?
No, they already found the big
Oh,
key.
that was the big chest. I'm dumb. That was a God Eastern. Very nice. Also, that means it's definitely here in this required bunny walk Dark World.
Yeah, there's something in Checkerboard Cave, or on Desert Ledge, or Desert itself.
I wonder if either of these runners will go for the Super Bunny into Mire Shed, which is an efficiency play you'll see from most racers.
Bread-kun almost gave me a heart attack there.
Yeah, that was scary there. At least you can just flute right back, though, if you die.
Yep, I was just about to say I would take a death here since you just walked right on in.
Definitely a strategic death. You don't walk into BMOS like that for no reason.
If you're falling asleep at your keyboard, you do.
Or if you're doing Gauntlet and panicking.
Yeah.
Very common to walk into BMOSs there.
I have fallen asleep at my keyboard before while walking in the desert.
Desert's not that boring.
No, I was extremely tired at the time.
No, I think are just hard to reset away. Zora money. So now he's 300 rupees in pocket and 7.
He's prepared for Zora. It looks like we are going to check the second item for the second chest. There's the Moon Pearl.
There's the Moon Pearl. So is it bunny walk? It's not checkerboard game, which is cooler.
The hammer can still do.
I haven't been to Sauce yet either. This is a little version for Niobium.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, they're just going this way.
No, Bread-kun did.
Yeah, sorry. NiobiumNarwhal hasn't. That's why because they're here now.
Yeah, Bread did it early.
Where did Bird gain so much time on Niobium? It looked like they were neck and neck in the mountain.
Niobe or Narwhal took that hard fall in Hera.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a really nasty fall to take.
Yeah,
That's worse than getting middle hold.
Yeah, he took. Oh, we're gonna go a full look at Dark World, and it's green pendant pod and blue pendant. I think it was Thieves Town.
That's correct. I guess if you know the Moon Pearl's here, you don't Super Bunny first. Unless you're really confident with it. And you definitely wouldn't do it with that bird about to kill you.
Narwhal is going into Eastern. He'll get his third bottle and his Titan Smith on him. We're also going to get second board game over here.
Which could be anything at this point.
Oh,
it is a piece of heart. Okay, Village of Outcasts, I would say, is the play now.
Village of Outcasts is the only way to get to the Dark World right now. Unless you want to do Ice Palace. Oh, you can't.
Yeah, they don't.
Village of Outcasts is the only thing they can do right now. Or they can start here and skip a whole bunch of stuff and walk somewhere else. But nobody would actually do that. Now, do you go up or down? Do you go to Skull Woods, check the bumper ledge, or do you just go straight down and start doing Hammerless Thieves Town?
I would do, honestly, I would do Hammerless, do the first 4 checks at Thieves Town. After I do C-Shape House, the chess game, and the brewery.
If Bread can just realize, Bread can realize he doesn't have enough money for a chess game.
Oh, I didn't think about
or
that.
was told by Gammachu, potentially. Like, hey, you can't afford this.
Yeah, 30 rubies is required. There's the big key in the first chest.
You know who can afford it is NiobiumNarwhal, who hard reset to save the rupees after Zora.
Yep. That was a wise choice.
Interesting that they not only hard reset the rupees, but they also hard reset the Houlihan play. So instead of having 500, they have 300. Which, it doesn't matter, it's just funny to think about. Oh, this is a dangerous... Okay. That is a very aggressive red Zazak.
Yeah. It's right now...
Mushroom? That's an easy one to turn in. They can also fake powder. If they wanted to mirror to magic that, just to fake powder, which I wouldn't recommend, but they could if they wanted to.
Yep. Looks like Narwhal is going to go check Checkerboard Cave.
Oh, this is a dangerous path. There's a lot of Swamolas here, and you probably don't run into them enough to know that they do 4 hearts of damage, but they do 4 hearts of damage, and they can pop out of the water before you can even see them and just hit you.
Also, there is a piece of heart in chess game.
Alright. Was that worth 30 rupees? We have 2 now.
I'd say 10 rubies.
If this is a shop shuffle seed, I would buy a piece of heart for 10 rupees. I don't know if I would buy it for 30.
Sadly, since it's randomizer, we can't be picky. Narwhal, though, picking up that piece of heart in the checkerboard. There's a heart container inside of the brewery.
So I think NiobiumNarwhal was a little confused. Like, hey, I think I've checked everything. And their mentor, Jawesomesauce, probably telling them that there's a little bit more you can do with the mirror here. You can go to Desert Palace.
Yep. Where is he going? Where's Bread-kun going?
That's a very good question.
Oh, I think he's farming rubies.
Oh no, he can't afford it. He can't even afford the arrow game. That's... Wow. Well, that's a time save for NiobiumNarwhal. I mean, getting to... NiobiumNarwhal doesn't have to think about money for the rest of the seed. 300 is plenty. Even if you want to buy a potion, you can still afford most of what the game asks of you. Bread-kun couldn't even afford the smith if he wanted to do that.
Which would be ironic if they dropped 300 rubies.
102 is enough. You do dig game, you usually unearth some red rupees and come out ahead.
Yeah, and there's Narwhal getting the moon pearl. I cannot pronounce his full name for some reason.
It's niobium. It's an element.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the lesser known elements.
Oh, is he going to go check? Is he going to go check on Jeremiah, or is he going to do the dig game first?
He can. I think he's probably getting some instruction on which order to do them in, because you cannot do the dig game if you have the purple chest in tow or the smith in tow. So he could turn in the smith, and if he wants to leave behind purple chest, that's fine. He can go down and do dig game, but if he wants to do purple chest with the smith, he needs to do dig game first.
Yeah, which he's...
Oh no.
Oh.
So much for I'm gonna dig up 1,000,000 red rupees and come out ahead.
Red, I would have stayed behind and dug a little bit more.
Nah, 42 is fine. You're not going to pot anytime soon. You can afford the smith. Surely some money will show up, right? It's worth noting that most of the money these runners have has been farmed. Yeah. Very little natural money has come up in the seed.
It's gonna all be in GT. Hey, I said I didn't want an Aghanim seed. I didn't say I didn't want a mean seed.
Okay, Niobium showing off their wealth, walking straight into chess game and doing it on the first try, and getting 100 rupees out of it just to show off. That's just dirty.
That's and there was 10 arrows on.
Oh. Sorry, I'm excited. They are actually Bread-kun is gonna go fake powder.
Yep.
Along with the purple chest. Unfortunately, when you don't have the hammer, that portal is now inaccessible, and
gotta go right back.
I think Bread-kun will probably flute the purple chest straight to the purple chest guy, turn it in, and then flute back here and go back through the top portal at the village.
Watch this be like half magic or something. Nope.
The shield?
Air shield. Opium though is the way to Thieves' Hat. And it looks like we're just reading the purple chest check right away.
Yeah, I imagine Bread-kun will probably also turn into mushroom, because now he doesn't need it.
The rubies.
Yeah, that's like what's the money he had before. It's more than nice.
That's almost more than the entire seed. Let's see. And what's witch's house? It is
For the potion. You know what? I can't afford potion right now, so we'll take it.
That was also the 4th bottle.
I saw 2 items in front of thieves. I don't know what the third thing was.
Niobium, I think you have enough money right now. Stop rubbing it in. Looks like Bread-kun, though, is going to go dip right back into Thieves' Town.
I think Bread-kun has to go through this portal to do anything of worth in the seed. So he's going to just go south from here. Now, you could be tempted to go north, using those flippers to go all the way to Pod. And doing some Nira checks along the way. But Bread-kun chooses to go south instead. And does have the opportunity to check the first chest of Swamp Palace, like I mentioned before, with when you have Aghanim or Mit's Dark World access, that can be very hard to get back to if you skip it.
Yep, and it's also you can check Cave 45 and Stumpy and Hype too.
Good call not turning your back on 20 rupees. That much closer to actually affording Pod, but that's probably why he didn't go with now that I think of it.
So check Stumpy. I'll get and Stumpy there and she's getting all the arrows.
All the bows.
You did always thing to bomb and Stumpy.
Let's see if NiobiumNarwhal wants to do the fake.
20 rubies on the first check. Piece of heart.
Hookshot.
Lot.
Okay, so what does Hookshot do? It's mostly East Death Mountain access.
Yep,
We can now do the entire East Death Mountain, including potentially if we find... Well, we can't do TR without Hammer or Medallion.
No,
But if we found those things up there, we could.
But they can't. They have complete East Death Mountain access both in Light and Dark World, except for Turtle Rock.
And they're also just a hammer away from Swamp.
Yep. Though they need a hammer and a bow to complete Pod if it's required. Maybe you skip a green pendant Pod. You a slight.
Or you can say I don't care in this dungeon. I'll just go into the items. So, and the hammer will cost you less.
Bread, you might be careful there.
There he is. This is tough at any skill level. I mean, CNMG runners just run into dead rocks here because it's in your way. And there's nothing you can do.
Green mail, mountain, the East Death Mountain is
Nice. Clutch full makes it a little safer.
oh yeah. So far, just money or just essentially. I don't remember what.
Nothing of note that I've seen so far.
20 rupees, half magic.
That's comforting.
50 rupees.
But where's all the stuff? Is it a dark rock and Hookshot Cave?
Well, 50. There's the Pain of Brian. So, and it's also used.
Yeah, burn just stand there. Or, yeah, as long as you have the magic for it, you do it. If you haven't learned the script yet, that's a good backup to have it happen. What I recommend is if you're trying to learn, to only you have to burn when you need it and try it first until you can't anymore and then take a burn or have to die.
There's a catch that
Yeah, I don't think they'll be taking that. Not with 4 bottles that I think 2 of them have potions in them already. I don't think it's necessarily worth it unless you are very new at fighting bosses and need to be revived. Generally speaking, bottles are better for potions than for fairies.
Yeah, my first week's race against Aro, I had to get green mail 1 bottle to run because I couldn't find an armor upgrade nor any other bottles.
That's like the open hard tournament setting. You get 1 bottle and you don't get any mails.
Yeah, Aro though found mail upgrade and 2 other bottles.
Nice juice on that murder dactyl for NiobiumNarwhal.
Yeah, it was.
Not taking any damage. Interesting that they're just doing this now after finding the Moon Pearl and Desert. Not going back for this. Probably just didn't think about it at the time.
There's the book.
That doesn't do anything yet. We've already have access to Desert, and we don't have enough storage to get Bombos and Ether tablets. Oh no.
I'm just finding it amusing that they find the book now. Up, we're gonna go get to see what opens up Turtle Rock.
It is Ether. So reverse medallions from Vanilla.
Yeah, it's Quake usually, isn't it?
Alright, so what's either progression in Hookshot Cave or we have to go to Pod? Or North Dark World and Catfish.
No, they got still plenty of checks in Thieves Town they could do.
Oh yeah, Back of Thieves. Nobody's going there. That's going to be a last location.
Oh no.
Oh,
Power.
that's good. Bread already did this. Bread doesn't have to worry about that powder. That would be pretty awful to find. I think NiobiumNarwhal didn't do fake powders, so they would have to go back and check it.
I think we're getting a tablet check.
Yeah, makes sense. You're here. And you're done with the mountain? There's nowhere else to go?
Sorry.
Wow, that mountain's really bad without boots. You spend too much time on it, and the more time you spend on Death Mountain, the more damage you take.
Yep, and just couch cash on the Ether tablet.
Good. You don't want to have to go back there with your second sword just to get one item. Okay, yeah, better to drink this now than to die. And yeah, that saved their life. So good on you for drinking that potion.
Okay, it looks like we're going back to Thieves.
I would not use this entrance at all. In fact, going through the portal and mirroring is a really good idea.
Never mind, we are going to Skullwoods.
Yeah, if you're doing the north route, you probably go through Skullwoods on the way. When you have so little left to check, that's good. You have to start lowering your standards.
He's going straight to the back of it, Skullwoods.
Well, not the back per se. No fire rod, so you start in the middle. With the Cane of Samaria, it's easy to do, and then if you don't find a key, you can steal one.
Yep. There's like 8 billion keys in here after all.
Yeah, there's 3, and if you don't find a key here, it's pretty likely that there will be one if you drop in.
And that was just a heart container. And he's gonna go steal a key now.
Oh, why are we... Oh, we're checking pedestal.
Oh. There isn't many things it could be.
With this pendant layout, there's quite a bit it could be. It can be any of the rods, either of the medallions.
That's a good point. It is...
3 bombs.
Aww. Sad face. I claim to know enough about this stuff, and then I go ahead and say something like, "Oh, there isn't much you could get."
Well,
in fact, there's actually like a billion items that could still be on the pedestal.
yeah, what you do there is you look at what the pendants are, and there's some pendant dungeons that require a ton of things, like Swamp and TR. If you look at your pendants and you see like Pod and Thieves Town, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, the only thing that's required... I don't think there's really anything hard set required for Thieves Town except Hammer if there's something in the back. And
yeah, Hammer can logically lock the pendant if the small key is in the Hammerlock chest.
Yep, and also that was a heart container on the second item for Skullwoods, so he left Skullwoods.
Nice job counting. We don't have to do Skullwoods until the end of the game, so there will be no Fighter Sword Mothulas.
In theory.
Well, unless you get 3 swords in GT, like that tournament race that some of us may have caught between Obscure and Ikir. That was a good one.
I didn't catch that one, but we're getting the Lumberjack check.
Yeah, I was told by chat that this is a heart piece. And it is indeed a heart piece.
Yeah, and I believe chat is just.
Yeah, we couldn't see it ourselves when they were on, but you can go into the runner streams and see it.
Yeah, I'm just watching the stream. I don't have a chat pulled up. Oops. Do we have a chat pulled up?
I'm watching the stream page. I can see chat. If you go on twitch.tv/GoModePodcast, you can view chat. This is for all you YouTube watchers. Go to twitch.tv/GoModePodcast. And be sure to also follow the podcast itself, which releases every second week.
Looks like we're getting graveyard.
This is all inching towards that pod play that thankfully Bread-kun has enough money for now. Bread-kun is actually richer than NiobiumNarwhal now.
No, NiobiumNarwhal had also bought 2 blue bottles as well.
Oh, okay. Then NiobiumNarwhal is richer by 2 potions. Interesting, Niobium choosing to save and quit out of Spiral Cave, not checking Ether Tablet, which is fine because you can't get it anyway, and it's really out of the way. Ending in Spiral Cave does have a certain efficiency to it if you're using that hookshot route to cross the mountain. NiobiumNarwhal figuring out the only place you can flute to go to the Dark World is 3. As much as you want to go to 4 or 5, they're not going to get you to portals that you can use yet.
Yep. Catfish is being checked.
It's a sword.
Yep.
Have you seen Bombo's tablet yet?
No, but you know what is in logic? Aghanim. Hammer could be on the pyramid ledge.
You can walk the pyramid ledge.
You can?
Yeah, you can walk there. There's a rock in the way, but you lift the rock with your gloves. You might do it now. Sometimes pyramid ledge is only accessible through a dragon, especially if it's the moon pro. Or you have to do a flipper to make this, but we have the real flippers, so this is actually just in logic with Aghanim. Aghanim is well and thoroughly dead in this seed. Oh, Pyramid Theory! Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. And actually, you're right, the red crystals are Skullwoods and Misery Mire, so Pyramid Fairy and Hammer is a thing that can happen. Good job. I didn't think about that.
Want to know something else? Is that Ether?
That's Bombos. But you know what Bombos does? Lets you go into Ice Palace without the hammer.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's in logic.
Like speaking of crazy things to be required for Aghanim, I did a race commentary recently where the Pyramid Fairy, you had to do Aga to get to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, that's a fun one. The real fun of that is when you get runners throwing their head against the sequence breaks that you can do to get around that by like duping the bomb and water walking. But people don't practice that very much, so it's actually really hard to do. So you often have people just go to Aga and beat their opponent by doing Aga instead.
Yep.
I think at the mentor tournament level, you're just by Aghanim because that tech is not something you should be prioritizing when you're learning the game. There's way more important things to do. In fact, climbing Aga Tower quickly is a better use of your learning than learning how to get Aga Tower.
That's like if you mess up a tag enough, it's your opponent lost your as done Pyramid Fairy and went on their merry way.
Yeah, and also you have to increase every time you fail. And eventually start saying money away with extra time.
Yeah.
And part of it says if you extra on your saving plate, so only want to do that one. For example, NiobiumNarwhal not entering the Village of Outcasts with 7 rupees in their hand. Very good use of the hard reset. And there we have a hammer in pod. Classic. Still can't clear the dungeon. You need the bow.
No, the only way it could be even more classic is if the hammer was in vanilla location.
I liked that Bread-kun saw the hammer and mirrored out. It's like, I'm gonna leave. And probably got talked out of it because the hammer does not do that much right now. As much as you might think it does. The one thing it does for Bread-kun is he can now go into Ice Palace and actually finish the dungeon.
You can also complete Swamp.
Yeah, Swamp is the other big one, correct. That is probably better to do than Ice just because Ice is really hard. And
it looks like we're gonna get bottle glitch.
Yeah, so if you drink a potion here and you're walking and you don't walk back to the right again, you will unlock your camera and you can get the mimics off screen and open the door.
That's actually a lot easy. That's really easy to do.
It is. I have personally live mentored someone in a race on that glitch. I sent them to pod and said, oh, you have a potion? Great, we can do the right side. And they're like, how? I'm like, oh, I guess I'm teaching you. And sure enough, not only did my mentee do, but my opponent's mentor also taught them how to do it on the fly.
That's awesome. Yeah, of all of the glitches in this game, I imagine that's like one of the easiest ones to learn really quick. Oh, I'm seeing people say bow in Dark Maze.
Bow in Dark Maze would be convenient because you could do Eastern, but it would also be a little annoying because now you have to think about doing Helmasaur and you didn't want to do Helmasaur.
Yeah. 20 rubies and heart container.
I wonder where NiobiumNarwhal is going.
I have no clue.
Did they leave a portal down here?
No,
Do they think they have the hammer?
They don't got the hammer at all.
They think they have the hammer. That's fair. We've all done this.
Yep, I have done it recently.
Yep, the only place you can go is 3. I'm sorry. 3 is just the only portal that means anything right now. Thankfully, this will end soon with the hammer pickup from Pod. We can now use all of the portals.
Hopefully he will not be going into Skullwoods.
Well, they can go to Skullwoods fine. I mean, look at some hearts out of it.
Yep, he's not going. He's going straight to Swamp, or the Pod by the looks of it. That or he's gonna go in the Thieves. No,
Oh, this is the powder check, which is super awkward to do because they're going to have to flute back to 3 and open that portal again.
Yep, and just the map in the big chest and Pod.
So this is where Bread-kun got a little efficiency out of the fake powder, is because this whole walk that NiobiumNarwhal is doing, Bread-kun didn't have to do. They were already here checking the smith.
We're getting, oh, never mind.
Oh, our Restreamer Pix is informing us that Helmasaur does not have an item, which is really good information. Helmasaur still has a green pendant, which could lock an item, but it is way less valuable than it would be if it was also locking an item. Has either runner dipped Eastern? Eastern was bottlenecking the seed because it had the mitts, and we have found all 3 items. So we're not going back to Eastern until we either do Pod for the green pendant or are in go mode. Same goes for Skull for Bread-kun. Bread-kun checked Skullwoods, found both items. NiobiumNarwhal has not been to Skull yet.
Nope, but we are going into Ice. Wonder if we're going to see Icebreaker or the full run in here.
I'm surprised to see ice before swamp. Ice is not easy to do on this equipment. No tempered sword, no green, no blue mail, no red mail. Those cold stare puffs will chip you down very quickly. And no fire rod either, so your only damage output is through the sword and the hammer.
Though thankfully with bombos, you can immediately tear through that shield.
Sure, but then what? You gotta fight cold stare. It's hard.
I know, I'd rather fight Vitreous, thank you very much.
Hey, that's nice. That's also vanilla. Not exactly vanilla, but it is the vanilla dungeon for blue mail. Well, that cold stare is a lot better.
Not by much, but yeah.
It looks like NiobiumNarwhal is taking a swimming route to pod.
Yep, we're also going to
and
go
also
see...
checking Bombo's tablet.
Yep, we're also going to go see Icebreaker be done here. Almost.
Very nicely done.
Yep, very nice.
We haven't seen Bombo's tablet yet. This could be something.
Yep, we only have seen Ether. And it is...
Bombs. Boo. Book is useless. I guess it lets you check pet and know you don't need pendants, but... Did we see if Desert Palace was A, boots locked, and B, an item on the boss?
Wait, how is he rechecking?
Who?
Oh, sorry, I'm misreading. Ignore me.
Oh, this is the Hammerless Swamp for NiobiumNarwhal. Honestly, I would be doing this too here, because you're not going to be in the area again for a while if you don't find the hammer. If the hammer is here, this is your best chance to do it. Desert Palace not boots lock. Compass on torch. Good info. Thank you very much, chat.
Yep, deep desert can easily be completable. There can also be an item on there, just like, because like they said, there's compass there.
Okay, is this Swamp Palace making anybody else hungry?
No.
I want to eat some, like, raspberry sorbet right now.
I just had some very good strawberry ice cream, so I'm good.
You've already eaten your Swamp Palace. Well, I haven't had my strawberry ice cream yet. Oh, that's a required medallion. It doesn't do anything until we get the hammer, but it is required.
Yep.
And oh, you're too kind, Ice Palace. Tempered Sword and Blue Mail. Now Cold Stare is comfortable. This is about the best equipment you could want for Cold Stare besides boots, if you know boots chats.
That or the Fire Rod.
Fire Rod's good. Yeah, you can spam it after Bombos, or if you have half magic, you can even spam it after Fire Rod. Oh. Oh, Quake is for Meyer, not for TR. Never mind. This is totally completable. I was misreading the tracker. Ooh, that was a really good, few slashes there. Is my berries. No, it's not doable. This is very unpredictable and very easily done. Take it down. I don't know to do a fire, which is a compliment. I wonder if he even expects the hammer to be here. Because in this puzzle that was found was the hook shot, and the hook shot is required for Meyer when you don't have the boots.
Yep. So, Fire Rod or Ice Rod,
It is unfortunate for Niobium that the hammer was just in pod the whole time. Because now Bread-kun can go to swamp and pull clear it and get all the way and got out of that swamp pit without the penalty of double whipping. But in another world where hammer was higher, that was a very advantageous play.
Yeah, with this, what's going on, Niobium is in the lead. Or I mean, Bread is in the lead. I'm sorry.
I would give a solid lead to Bread right now.
Yeah, I meant to say Bread. I was having a brain fart.
Okay.
Blue cane on the spike room. Okay.
Blue King on Spike Room is respectable. Especially if you're facing down to Vitreous, where all you have is the Master Sword and the Blue Cane, and you can't dash back and forth like you normally would with Blue Cane.
Yeah. I would tend to use Cape if it's available to do the dash back and forth.
Yeah, it is unfortunately not available.
Not yet. Could be in here.
Could be. Seed has been giving safeties to runners in the dungeons they're needed in.
One thing's for certain, we still need the fire and ice rod, though.
Yep, and the bow for Eastern.
Yep.
But the bow is not really progression. It will give you the green pendant, and that's it.
No, Eastern has a.
I think we saw all 3 items, right?
Yeah, but I mean like
Yeah, so when I say progression, I mean it will give you access to more item locations.
Okay, my
rather
bad.
than required, which is something you need to beat the game.
And there's the big key for Meyer.
I think we're about ripe to find some boots. Please just give the runners some boots. Walking gets really boring after a while.
And boots will be on will be in GT, just watch.
I want to see them here in Meyer. I want to see Niobium rewarded for the early swamp play and get to use boots everywhere else.
$20 rubies.
Was that item 1 or 2?
That was 1. At least I'm 90% sure it was.
So it looks like Niobium is heading back to the cutscene chest. I wonder if they're counting keys and know that Vitreous has a small key. Very nicely done diver down for Bread-kun.
Chat's telling us that the only 1 item has been found so far. Thank you, chat. First check on the left is just a piece of heart. And 3 bombs.
Well, at least it was items. It wasn't map and compass.
Honestly, at this point, I would rather it be a map and compass if it were me. There was the 2nd item in Meyer.
So, unfortunately for NiobiumNarwhal, well, maybe fortunately, maybe we want them to not have things lead them astray and get bottlenecked into pod to get that hammer. We still haven't seen what the hammer unlocks. So far, Bread-kun has not found any progression inside Swamp that wasn't that's hammer locked.
Yep, and there was a piece of heart on the big chest in Swamp. Looks like we're gonna get Diver down.
Yep. Okay, so what I oh, fire rod.
Yep, there's one of the required items.
So fire rod's required. What does it do? I think it does nothing right now.
Well, it gives
No. It does Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, it gives
Yeah.
Skull Woods. It'll let you finish Skull Woods, that's for sure.
And Meyer is, we can see Niobium's doing it now. It's in logic and accessible.
Yep. Here goes a quick Argus fight.
Yeah, nice, comfortable, tempered fight.
I don't know. I think they found the map and compass. I don't think they found both of them, I should say. So I don't think. I think there's going to be a map on this item. On this.
Okay, you cannot spin your sword when you have Cane of Burna active, which is why it's not as good without boots. That's why in a while you want to like dash back and forth. So you can just sit there and spam, which is probably better for damage than trying to charge spins without the burnout, and it's a lot safer. But you do have to watch your meter and make sure it doesn't run out while you're on top of an eyeball.
Yeah.
This fight's pretty rough when you don't have a bow. But just that's slow. It just has far too much health. No, this is the part where you pick the potion or take out Burna. The magic bar. Oh,
Definitely.
I found a rhythm. Don't break your rhythm. Okay. Very nice.
Yep, Small Key was on Vitreous. And that was one of the 5-6 crystals as well.
So unfortunately, Niobium still has to go back to Pod to get the hammer, and then go back to Swamp to get the fire rod, which presumably is locking Pyramid Fairy. Although Spike Cave is also available. So it's not the only check left. I think Niobium is doing everything but Pod now. Hasn't checked Ether Tablet yet.
Which will turn out to be just, I think it was couch cash.
Yeah, a little money. Both runners got stuck on the ether tablet while checking it. That thing has some really weird collision if you try to approach it from the side.
Yeah. Where are we going?
It's going to be a hammerless ice palace, which will reward Niobium with at least will give them a sword or a blue mail. I can't remember if the sword was... It's big key locked. I can't remember if the big key was hammer locked or not.
I don't think as long as you do icebreaker, I don't think you need the hammer in here, do you?
There's one chest you need.
I mean, to complete it, I mean.
Yeah, no, there's one chest that could be locking that sword.
Well, big key was iced tea, and I believe tempered was in the big chest.
Yeah, so, okay, that's good. Both the sword and the mail are accessible. But of course, to actually finish the dungeon, you do need to immerse the holes there. Yeah. You can turn this to pigs and a big rock. Which is the dungeon is in there.
Okay.
People don't normally do glove unless they're playing enemies or something, because you normally need a glove just to get in.
He did find his blue mail at least, though.
Oh, they went back to hit the switch, and I think maybe this might be a mentor intervention of saying don't hit the switch if you're not going to complete the dungeon. If you find the hammer here, you can full clear it and get the big key and use the cane instead. And hitting the switch will not save you time. And is actually more likely to lose you time. Alright, what does Icebreaker look like for Niobium? Third try, very good.
Yep. Icebreaker can be a pain to get done.
So, Niobium walking past one of the hammerlock chests in Ice Palace. Well,
Yep, and that
just
was a
have
key.
to hope it's nothing.
That was a key anyway.
Good.
Yeah, I don't remember how I was taught how to do it. Like, I think I did the sword buffering, and then I quickly learned how to do Icebreaker without the sword buffering.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. If you're doing the speedrun that allows Icebreaker, you use a menu to get that down right, but menus waste time in randomizer when you have access to quick swap. No, keep going, Niobium, thank you. Good. They're not missing out on that sword.
They don't got the big key, though.
They're about to get it. It's a nice tea room. Ooh, you can still get it. It's okay.
Man, it's a good thing I'm not a mentor. I have no idea what's going on.
It's okay, you can be a mentor next year. A lot of our mentors are former mentor tournament runners. This is partly a mentor tournament and partly a mentor machine. We create mentors every year.
My problem is I don't have a lot of patience.
That's fair, you don't have to be a mentor. You can also be a restreamer, commentator, or tracker. Shoutouts to our crew, by the way. Our tracker is MrByer today. And our restreamer is Pick6.
And looks like we're going to go get that big key, though. Definitely shout out to the entire crew, including my co-commentator here tonight.
Okay, much more comfortable fight for Bread-kun having tempered sword.
Yep.
But it's still dangerous. I would recommend using slashes for this part of the fight, because spins take a little longer to charge and you're more likely to get hit. But if you can get them into the corner, it's very good.
Yep, and very nice job. What can they do next? They
Skullwood's Pyramid Fairy, Hammer Pegs.
oh yeah, they do. Bread does have access to Pyramid Fairy because of that. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. He's still got to do Skullwoods. Never mind.
Yeah, it's access though. You just do Skullwoods, it's a crystal. It's
Yeah.
the only thing that makes it faster now is the boot, and I think we've lost all hope of getting the boots ever in this mortal life. So just do it.
Don't listen to the crazy commentator, but that's behind the curtain.
Both of them going to the same portal for different reasons. NiobiumNarwhal don't think has been to Skull yet, but it doesn't look like they're heading that way.
Nope. Maybe they're finally going to go hit, or they're going to go the Thieves.
Oh, back of Thieves! I forgot about this. Remember when I said this is going to be everyone's last location? If this is the Ice Rod, Bread-kun might be in trouble, because Bread-kun finds something else. Like, you know, like the Ether Medallion and the bow, you know, and it distracts them. Now they are doing Green Pendant Paw, and they're doing all of TR without the Ice Rod, and meanwhile Niobium is laughing all of their way home to Trinex with both rods in their hand.
Or could even be better, Pegasus boots and Ice Rod in here.
Oh yeah, they can laugh faster.
Yeah. I'm suddenly imagining the Joker laughing with a high-pitched laugh.
Bread-kun has done both Dark World loops. Went south and then did some things and then came back and went north.
Thankfully, they do have half magic in here too, so...
Yeah, this is a really comfortable Mothula fight. As far as Mothula fights can be comfortable, nothing in here is doing more than 1 heart of damage on Blue Male. You have the Tempered Sword, which does the maximum damage to Mothula that you can do, and half magic, so you can spam Fire Rod if Mothula gets in the spikes.
Yep, and if Niobium is not comfortable with a scripted blind yet, he could always do the he could always use the Cane of Brian.
Well, it's fine. We already got both items in Skull.
Yep.
So it's just a crystal.
Yeah, I agree with the hardest part of doing Icebreaker is the very beginning.
I find those little 1-frame left movements to be the thing that slows me down the most as well.
Yeah, as soon as you enter the room, like as soon as I enter the room, every time I try to set up Icebreaker as I enter. I can pull it off sometimes, but I have to usually give it a couple of attempts. Where is Bread going?
Bread is doing Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah. Wow, I blinked and he was done with Skullwoods.
Yeah, like I said, very comfortable moth fight. And has already full cleared the dungeon, so didn't have to hunt items. Unfortunately, Niobium has picked up a small key in the back of the East Town, and that might be locking an item, which as my stellar observant, what I'm saying is I wasn't counting items. I don't know if there's an item in the big chest or not.
Well, we'll know in a second.
Maybe. What does the pyramid have for us today?
Blind and what's found on Pyramid Fairy?
This is the part where you take out King of Burna, Niobium.
Do it now.
There we go. But I do like like I said earlier, when you're learning blind, at least try until you're about to die and then take out Burna instead of just always using Burna. Well, that's not good. Hey, Ether.
Yep.
So, That's a whole bunch of checks in Turtle Rock. Very unfortunate for NiobiumNarwhal finding nothing here, and the ice rod can still be in the back of Thieves, but not in the chest that they can get. If I was...
Bread can get it, but...
Bread can get, but I don't think he's going to go there anytime soon. However, it is a very easy portal save location. If you go to TR and save your portal and then do Thieves Town, it's really easy to death warp outside of there.
Yeah, I have had Ice Rod be on the last chest in TR's laser bridge.
Ice Rod is at this point statistically likely to be in Turtle Rock, but you know, the seed could still throw some curveballs at us. Turtle Rock is the kindest place it could be. Because where else are you going to go on this equipment set? Most things have been done. It's Back of Thieves or Spike Cave.
Ice Rod, this could be really evil. Have the Pegasus boots be on Laser Bridge with the Ice Rod on one of the bonk rocks.
Could be. But again, easily portal savable. You just die, save and continue to the mountain again, and then you go back in.
Niobium is going into pod now.
I think this is last location.
Yep. This might be a little too late to go now, though.
Although I'm not sure if they've done the north route up to Catfish or not. I didn't really see that from them, but maybe they did when I was looking over the other side.
They had to, because that's where he got it tempered already.
Oh, right. Catfish had a Master Sword for them. You're right. So, yeah, walking all the way to pod from Catfish can be a little bit slow. But if you don't do it then, and Hammer is here, it's going to be even harder to get back. Which is what is being shown here. But like I said, there is a world where Niobium comes out ahead because Hammer was just in Mire instead, and Bread-kun wasted time in pod.
I think the bow and ice rod are the go mode items. There's the ice rod.
There's the ice rod. There's two bows. One of them is probably in GT at this point. But there's only so many places that could be. It's not like the ice rod opens up that much.
Nope. The ice rod has one use in this game.
This is why you just do TR. It's like most of the time by this point you've done so much that the ice rod is probably here. And if you can portal save, it's not even that big a time loss.
Well, Bread needs to be careful there.
Chain Chomp still hurt on Blue Mail. Okay, we're going to see some bottle shenanigans here. Looking for a cheaper bottle than the blue potion they bought. There we go, use the green. You do need to consume magic though for that to work. There we go, and being told don't walk right, which means don't walk too far left. And there we go, perfectly done. The hard part of this is actually like getting the mimics to get stuck on the pot. Once you know how to do it, it's easy, but when you don't know how to do it, it can take some figuring out.
Yep. I need to get my mentor to show me how to do the potion skip sometime soon.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You could probably get your mentor to show it to you in a race. It's a mentor tournament tradition.
I don't tend to learn stuff as well when I'm actively racing. I feel a little bit more pressure then. Oh, I missed it, but Niobium got the hammer.
Yeah, they're in pod.
I know.
Hammer was on the bridge here.
Bet you that's a relief to him.
Well, it's a relief in the sense of thank God I didn't miss a location. Because when you're last locationing something and you're not using a map tracker, which I'm not saying they aren't, but it's definitely a feeling of, are you sure this is actually my last location or did I forget something? And then when you do find out, it's a relief.
There was also red mail on in Mimic Cave.
Had to be somewhere. So no equipment shortages today except silver arrows.
And the bow.
Well, we'll get that for go mode, but silver arrows are not guaranteed. You can get all the way to Ganon without them.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm still learning the silverless Ganon. I got the timing down. I just keep falling to my death while I'm like 20 slashes in. Just the map.
Oh, you cannot hookshot through spike rollers.
You know, I bet you that the bow's gonna be on Trinex.
Well, we want it to be there. We don't want it to be in Spike Cave, although Spike Cave is the next check for them, so it wouldn't be too bad. Fred just really doesn't want it to be in Thieves Town. I mean, he doesn't know that that's empty. And we don't know it's empty and not empty because Big Chest could be the bow. If you know, there's an item there. I think there is because I saw the map on Blind. And Niobium wouldn't have fought Blind, knowing that Pet is dead. Wait, Niobium didn't check Pet. Bread-kun check Pet. There it is. Okay, let's go. We don't have to talk about tactics anymore.
Hey, watch so on.
I think I'm saying here. Okay. Alright. It's fair.
Oh,
But getting that going to
I will go ahead and make that mistake.
be. Really, the safety term you have
I'm comfortable trying to fight, but I would always rather have this door.
it looks like Bread-kun is comfortable enough not to get it. And it's always about the individual risk level and even
True.
which is something important to think about as a mentor, because the thing that you are comfortable with as a mentor might be different from what the runner is comfortable with. And if you're mentoring more than one person, it might differ between the two people.
True. I definitely will say
Oh, Boots. Thank you. Boots could have been there, and that would have been very nice to have for GT.
I will definitely say this. Like, I appreciate my mentor so much. I'm always nervous when I'm learning something new from somebody, especially if I don't know them, because I usually don't have patient teachers. And my tip mentor has been extremely patient with me. And just the blue meringue on Trinex.
So if silver arrows turn up for Bread-kun, it will be in Ganon's Tower because Eastern Palace is his last crystal, and it doesn't have an item. So it'll be straight to Eastern and back to TR.
You know
In
something?
fact,
You know something funny?
hmm,
Big Key could be on the Torch in GT, which means the Pegasus boots could be still needed.
it could be. Yeah, 1 in 22 chance. At this rate, the Pegasus boots are probably in GT, so even if they are needed, it's just a few extra checks.
I know,
One little thing I think Bread could have done, mirroring, is walk out. This is a little minor thing, but you could walk outside of the turtle head before mirroring, so you don't have to lift the rock again to use the portal.
Sorry.
All right, Niobium with the diver down. Still getting the hang of it. There we go. Nice job menu buffering. Don't be afraid to use buffers for any of the tricks, even extra ones, because buffering the trick is faster than failing the trick. All right, so as Bread-kun finishes up, let's give our runners a shout out. This is Bread-kun and Gammachu on the left, and NiobiumNarwhal, mentored by Jawesomesauce, on the right side. And they will be competing in a 6-week Swiss bracket, which means there's no elimination. This is week 2, so there will be 4 more weeks of that, and then they'll get sorted into 4 brackets by skill level, so they can race people at their skill level.
Which is then when it gets the brackets, that's single elimination, right?
Yeah. Okay, it doesn't look like Bread-kun has learned an Arma strat yet, but that's okay. It's not super important. You're pretty much never going to fail this fight. It's just a time save. So this is one of the later ones you can learn. I fully admit to not learning this until I was actually a mentor. It's like, I should probably learn this by now.
And we're in go mode, so it looks like, or we're going to GT now, if I remember.
GT, yeah. So what do we do when we go to GT? We guess which of the 22 chests has the boots, right?
Yep. And
you need the boots to have fun in this game, so we want those. But if the big key shows up first, then fine, we'll leave the boots behind in the basement and begrudgingly walk up the tower and fight Ganon without them.
I always bet that that was nice. I always bet the big key will be on chest 22.
Alright, we're about to see Bread-kun approach the portal, which you can see should still be there.
Yep.
It saves a little bit of time on using the normal portal.
And Narwhal just found his fire rod.
Yeah, this fire rod's really important. It's just a linear path to Pyramid Fairy and then TR. But they do have some cleanup to do in Ice Palace before actually completing the game. So Ice Palace might just be something you do next, just to get it out of the way. If there's an item left behind, then you can get that as well. Now, I don't know if I would use sword out hook shots on this fight. If you see advanced runners do sword out hook shots with the tempered sword, they're doing poke dashes, and it's an advanced strat called Zero Cycle Argus, which it's not mentor tournament tech. Don't learn that yet. I promise you it's not worth it.
Well, I got a quick Argus kill.
Yep, and a first gander at the torch, which is only 300 rupees, so boots not required in this seed.
It's nice to have, but yeah, definitely not required. There's
our
the
cape.
cape.
Hey, cape's comfortable for Ganon. Now you can just stand in a corner and slash and not have to think about the fight at all. Oh, that was a really nice use of the fire rod there.
Oh,
Like, you quick swap past it to get to a hook shot, and then you use it, which is... It's a lot of quick thinking. Normally you're using an item or you're quick swapping to it, but quick swapping to an item and then using one of the between items is very impressive to me. Niobium is going on the critical path, getting the crystal out of Skull Woods. Okay, to get Boomerang, Blue Boom only, is it's like a 2-frame trick from the door. Otherwise, you're just gonna have that happen every time.
and we can't do the bonk wall strat there. There's the big key.
Oh, there's Big Key. So looks like we're not seeing boots today.
Nope,
And if we
not
are,
unless-
it will be far too late for them to be of any use.
Unless they decide to check the chest upstairs, and that's where it is.
Yeah, which
I
then
don't-
what? You're cool. You get to dash through one room.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Maybe dash back and forth to enjoy it.
Though it might be worth checking those in case the silver arrows are there. Because in my opinion, it will never hurt to check those if you don't have silvers.
Ooh. It makes 2. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of cool that the knockback from the Beamos didn't move the Mimic, because the Mimic still got hit by the arrow. Shoot, I don't even know how to do these runes without boots anymore. What are you supposed to do here? I guess you use Burna. That's a good idea.
Ooh, Niobium, got grabbed by the wall master. Wait, Ether kills those things?
Oh, Ether's really good. Ether will also one-shot everything in the room that Niobium's in it.
That's good to know.
It will freeze the Zazax, so you'll still have to kill them. But it's really good against the Stalfos that jump out of your way and are really hard to hit. To the point where it can save time.
I'm sure my mentors told me that, and it went right over my head.
Okay, nice and safe this time. No Wall Master. Niobium's got a moth fight coming up ahead. I do recommend, like this, hitting moth from below rather than to the side. This looks really good. I think most of those hits counted. Just a couple more. Maybe one more rod shot will do it. There we go. Nice job.
Niobium was making me sweat a little bit there at the end.
Wait, MrByer, that's really cool. Yeah, there are some settings. You're not going to counter this in the mentor tournament, but really niche uses of the damage tables. You can actually look up what damage enemies take to different weapons.
We're getting a pedestal check by Niobium by the looks of it.
Yeah,
Which we already
that's
know
fair.
3 bombs.
This is the time to do it. It's you're here with the mirror and the book.
Yep, sadly we already know it's just 3 bombs on there though.
It's also a little more valuable for them because they've already collected one of the pendants and have access to the other one, Desert, I think, but Pod is still bow locked, so just one item away from that one.
All right.
Oh no, a Moldormfall. Alright. This is a fight you don't want to use pokes on, because the poke will do less damage. Slashes, spins, both very good for Moldorm Untempered Sword.
And just a piece of heart on the final chest.
Wow, this room's awful without boots. Alright, where does Niobium go next?
At this rate, I would probably go back to... I would go to Turtle Rock just off of what we know.
I think this might be the Pyramid Fairy play. I don't think they can do Turtle Rock yet. But Ice Palace was an option. I'm not sure if Ice Palace had an item in it that they haven't gotten.
No, it didn't. It got off.
Okay. So Ice Palace is just clean play experience is the only thing that makes sense to do right now.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Let's try the moon pearl.
I don't know, I think of where the, I can't remember like where Ether was.
Pyramid Fairy.
Oh,
Niobium's about to get it. And hopefully take it straight to Turtle Rock. And be on their merry way.
Ganon's telling people getting mad at our player because at Bread because he broke into his house.
This is where the cape comes in. When Ganon warps to the top in the middle like that, it's really hard to one-cycle him. But when you have the cape, you can just slash and get 12 hits in very easily.
Yep. So when he teleports like this,
I hope Niobium has a magic refill. Or Bread-kun has a magic refill.
I don't think he does.
This is fine if you get Torch Glitch and use only lamps for Phase 4, you're fine, but this could be a little bit scary.
It said silvers were in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. There aren't that many locations left. It could have been Spike Cave. No,
Nope.
don't use... Okay, I hope this means that he has... I hope this means that he has a magic refill somewhere. There was a green potion, but I don't know if that's the potion he used to potion glitch or not.
It was. They both use their
Well-
green potion to potion glitch.
Blue, good.
Like,
Okay,
He had 2 blue potions.
okay, nice.
Me just being a worry wart there.
He was playing like he had potions, and I should have trusted him. Because not only did he know his potions, but so did his mentor.
Yeah, so when you're doing Silverless Ganon,
Oh no!
Oh no!
Gotta be careful with those fire bats. If they hit you and you hold the D-pad direction, it will knock you in the opposite direction of your D-pad.
So when you're doing Silverless Ganon, does it is Spin Dash the only thing that hurts him then?
It's not the spin necessarily. There's a couple of I think it's 3 frames where Ganon is vulnerable before teleporting, and it's a lot easier to hit those frames with a 30 frame spin than it is with like a 14 frame slash.
Okay.
So you can slash him. He slashed with the 10 damage, and up to 24 of those. One of the pretty cool and Restream, you try Buttersword, all slash it, but otherwise, this is by far the easiest way to just slowly Ganon. Bread-kun's realizing that slashing will conserve magic because the magic bar doesn't deplete as fast when you're using the sword while having cape on.
Okay.
I almost think NiobiumNarwhal was trying to cane dash through this room and realized that pressing A doesn't do anything, and accidentally pressed X instead. Red is going for triples, but still not quite getting the rhythm down. It gets a double here, very good. Oh, so close. Meanwhile, NiobiumNarwhal and Chain Chomps using the Fire Rod to hit switches. And taking a little damage, but that's okay. They have powder and can refill at several points in this dungeon.
Yeah, thankfully, Turtle Rock not short on magic refill spots.
I think there's going to be another potion drink for Bread-kun.
I think he has enough. I think he had enough magic to get one more fire rod shot off.
He didn't, but he could have used lamps in the last couple and saved time on potion refill, but he probably hasn't practiced the lamp triples, so that might have been a time loss for him specifically.
Okay. Ooh, careful there.
Yeah, that was a little sketch, but he got it. This is a triple? Nope. It could have been.
I think he's at 19.
19. It's only 12. Unless you're counting pre-fall. There we go.
Oh, okay. Wait, it only takes 12 slashes?
12 spins with Master, or with Tempered, and 24 with Master. And that is GG for Bread-kun and his mentor Gammachu at 153.04.
Very nicely done.
NiobiumNarwhal will be continuing through Turtle Rock to get Go mode. And getting some of that very important endgame practice in, finishing out the seed.
Yep, never hurts to get the practice in.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
GG.
GG, except for fight. Jesus Christ.
GG's.
It was one of the worst I've done on Ganon.
It's a little harder in a race, isn't it?
Normally it's fine. It's just I don't know. I got greedy at the end, and then I got tilted, and then it made the triples way harder.
I was told that you got a couple cape spins in there, which is the most important thing, is looking cool on Restream.
Exactly.
Okay, NiobiumNarwhal has chosen to forfeit.
Okay.
So maybe they will be joining us in chat as well. We'll see.
Yeah, especially with where I found Hammer and how linear the seed was after that. I was very worried I was behind for a while.
GG Niobium.
GG's.
GG's.
That was fun.
I was curious, where were you at when you forfeited?
Turtle Rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're about to find go mode. That was nice.
You got stomped and you
Yeah. Though.
We've never
Yeah.
been for pod.
Whatever.
Yeah, if you skip pod, you gotta keep skipping it, right? That's how it goes. You can't just put your tail between your legs and walk back to pod until you've also done all these other things. And you almost got bailed out by Quake Medallion and Swamp. Hammer definitely
Right.
could have been in Swamp and Mire, and that would have been really cool for you. But unfortunately, we already knew that the Hammer was in pod.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
so you went Swamp first. You did the.
I went Swamp first.
I was really debating that gamble, especially because our pod play was pretty late. Because at that point, it was basically front of Swamp, the back of Thieves. I hadn't done, and
The tablet.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost
I think
tablet.
what threw us off too was getting Bombos off Pyramid, because that made Ice Palace checkable, and we were talking about how like the flippers didn't do anything, and even though they work for crystals, like maybe
Yeah.
we want to do that instead of pod, and so that threw us off. Instead of, we would have gone to pod normally right after the Pyramid if
Mhm.
that hadn't thrown us off.
Did you both also like Lasso Kid Eastern Palace?
Yeah, but that feels pretty normal for the seed with what it gave us.
Yeah, it was kind of like, you get early flippers. Oh, there's probably like a hammer or some Dark World progression, one of the flipper checks, and it just gave
Right.
absolutely nothing. Like, wow,
And
this
Hera,
is bad.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
we did Eastern last, and it was go to Hera, still nothing. Do
Mhm.
Houlihan to get just enough
Yep.
money to go to Zora. I was like, is it going to
Yep.
be a seed where it's literally just Zora as your progression? No, just go to Eastern.
Well, and I
Yeah.
got excited. Go ahead.
Well, because with pod being a pendant and not having bow or hammer, I was like, but I have everything else to do Swamp. Like, let's just go do Swamp. Oh, we can go to Mire now. Oh, it's still nothing though.
Yeah.
She'll go back to pod.
Well, and then I got really excited because I was telling Nio, I'm like, oh, this is one of those rare checkerboard moon pearl seeds. And then we went in there like, pizza heart. What did we forget? What do we forget we can do? Like, it just. I thought I like led them astray, and then we realized Desert Palace was also open too. It's
Yeah.
different being not the runner,
Yeah, I mean, I guess close enough. Checkerboard Desert, They're like right
Yeah,
next
that
to one
counts.
another.
But all the mentees need to know that there is these wonderful seeds where you get a checkerboard moon pearl, and
That's always fun. That's always fun.
Yeah, like this was a fun seed to watch. I honestly thought like that there were certain points where I thought was crazy.
And the entire Dark World is pretty much where's Hammer, the seed. Everything falls in
Right.
place after that, but
Yep.
it was just nothing until you find Hammer. Even getting the hook shot, it was like, oh hey look, East Death Mountain, East Dark Death Mountain, that's all in play. There's probably something in there.
Right.
No,
There was nothing,
Nothing.
right?
nothing. I mean, Burno's nice, but there's nothing.
We got that lovely book which was total
And the
like
bug,
garbage.
which
So
ended
I-
up being for nothing.
Yeah.
And the boots never showed up.
Nope, I'm
Nope.
assuming. I don't know.
GT.
Oh,
we
did
didn't
you-
see Spy Cave.
you guys do Back of Thieves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big test.
I want to do that there because you're going to find remember, but to be this installation for
Definitely.
Like, it's the pot is always the best. There's some seed pot. You wait. So yeah.
You go check to get hammer and use seafood.
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying it was a really good thing for because there's a lot of just like the desert palace and pod, swimming pod.
Yeah.
Very fairy. I almost forgot that. Okay, that doesn't do. You remember fairy?
If it wasn't a pyramid, then at that point, yeah, I was like, well, Thieves Big or Hammer Pegs, and it's like it. If it wasn't, well, and Spike Cave, there's
forgot
really
Hammer
nothing
Pigs.
left.
I forgot Hammer Pig. See, it's good to have a mentor. Even as a commentator, you need like a co-commentator to remind you things exist.
Yeah, and not having the boots really makes you have to think even harder because, you know, it extends the time to do one check dramatically. You know, so your time is even more important without
Yeah.
boots.
Boots are a force multiplier in randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other thoughts before we send this over?
None that I can think of.
All right, we will be continuing with these GOMO podcast restreams. Follow this channel if you haven't done so already, and follow the podcast and the runners and the crew. With that, we will be rating Arborelia, who is playing something that we won't be seeing in the Mentor tournament. It's no logic. If you want to see some really broken glitches, keep watching and stay tuned.